Here we go. Hey, Apprentice Squad, how's it going? Another live stream here on Stream Day with the Stream Team. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you were able to see the What the Foam toe with the car and everything like that. If you haven't checked that out, but we're going to be using What the Foam to keep working on the Mandalorian helmet here. This is what we have so far on the helmet, and today we're going to work on this center strip that runs all the way along the center part here. We've got the venting in the back, we've got the main frame of it, we have the earpieces, we have these little U pieces that are going to get glued in as well, yeah, so good progress on this. Today we're going to be working on the center strip thing. Should be pretty cool. We'll be using a couple cool techniques that really shine, especially using What the Foam. So I'm excited to show this to you. And if you guys have any questions throughout the process, drop them in the comments. I'm happy to stop and answer questions related to working with EVA Foam, cosplay stuff in general. Any questions you might have, anything you have questions on about this, the process, how I'm doing certain things and whatnot, and everything. So, all right, let's see who we've got in the comments already. We've got the Skating Spider. Hey, 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 what's up? Captain Seabones says, love the video, Skylar. Thanks. Yeah, that was a lot of work to put together for 3 minutes of video. But it was super fun to do and pretty crazy, huh? So yeah, thank you. Working on a classic Superman suit while watching the stream. Sweet, that sounds awesome. Carrying the stream for the ones who are busy. Yeah, I know that Leia and a few others aren't able to make it today, unfortunately. Hey, Zambi, what's up? Seabone says, hey Skylar, what's the tube in the background? That's 2mm What the Foam. Do you want to say hi, Ev? So this is just a rolled up roll of 2mm What the Foam that I was just taking pictures of and everything just recently. Are you taking that so Tristan can do school? Yeah. Okay. Okay, perfect. Thanks, bud. Yeah, great question. So, yeah, that's what they look like. The rolls are huge. They're about, you know, close to 4 feet wide by between 7 to 8 feet long. So, when we said in the video they're the largest rolls you've ever seen, that is the case. And, yeah, we have them available. Those ones aren't available through Amazon yet. We're just going to sell those direct. And so we do have those available now. So if you have questions on that, feel free to go through the links in the video that we just had, or head on over to our website and go to the What the Foam, EVA Foam for Cosplay section. So, all right, let's see. Clint, huge car guy, said, WTF is the best scar of foam. Yeah, totally. I love that. That is awesome. Hey, Tiger Lee Arts. Hello. How's it going? Nathan Reynolds. Great video. Such a pro at the good old infomercial. Thank you. Yeah, that was really fun. Like, that was crazy. We towed like a huge truck with What the Foam. The other cosplay foam we used, like, didn't even try. It was crazy. Anyway, that was super fun. Krisham, hey, hello, hope you're all doing fine. Thank you, thank you. Frightline777, what's up, man? Captain Seabone says, is it available on Amazon? So I think I answered that question, asking about the rolls. Can't wait to get these rolls. Me too, Frightline777 says. Seabones, how much do they cost per tube? So it depends on the thickness. So we have the 2mm, 4mm, and 6mm. And it also depends on how far away you live, because then you have to factor in the shipping. But as far as just the sheets on their own, they are at So right now for the rolls, most of the inventory we have available are actually factory seconds. So they're ones that have minor or sometimes a little bit bigger blemishes or defects in the foam, maybe like little pock marks or something like that. Or there might be sometimes where there's like kind of a like burnt gash or hole in it. But in those huge rolls, majority of the foam is completely usable. Sometimes on the edges it might just kind of cramp down a little bit and become a little bit thinner or kind of rough on the edges themselves. But tons of usable foam on it. And so what we're doing with those is we're selling those at like a discounted price, significantly discounted. So we're still finalizing the pricing on that, but right now we have it when we sell them on Amazon and at the regular retail price, they're in the mid-30s price-wise, and we're selling them in like the 20s. So yeah, 20-something bucks per roll. So pretty good for that much foam. And really, like, they're super usable. They're just like not perfect, so we don't want to sell them as like pristine, perfect condition foam, and then get bad reviews saying, "Hey, this has a thing in it or something." So, so yeah, great opportunity for you guys to be able to get the rolls factory seconds. They work just as well. You just have to avoid a few blemishes for your project. So. Hey, April. Hey there. I'm not able to stick around, but wanted to say hi. Well, thanks for tuning in and saying hi. Awesome, awesome. Here we go. Skating Spider. Hey, in the future, are you going to start your own website to sell your products? Yes, so that's something we've been working on. I didn't get it fully operational yet before we put out the video. So right now, we have a link to be able to request information about the rolls, because we're going to start just by selling the rolls on our own website and see how that goes. But then depending on how that goes, we'll see if we start to sell the other ones on our own or not. But that may be an option in the future for sure. Hey, JCSB. Frightline 777, the markers you suggested are awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad. Yeah, those things are great. Yeah, Frightline 777 says to make sure to let everyone know that the foam is formamide free. And then Seabones asked, "Does FOMO adhere to cardboard?" That's a good question. I would think it would. I think your limitation will be if the cardboard. I mean, if you wanted it to stay really, really well, I would build your piece and kind of build it to fit the shape that you're doing on the cardboard, but then glue it on, just so it's going to hold better and longer. Because its adhesion to cardboard, I don't know how strong that would be on its own, especially if you have it just kind of like stuck and it's sticking out and it can easily get kind of pried off. I would guess that either the cardboard or that connection would give away in that scenario. So I would build it to fit in that space, so you could put like you can just kind of shape it around there to fit the curve of whatever you're doing, and then let it dry fully, and then put up glue on it, and then glue it on. That would be more sturdy. But it would probably stick to cardboard. I just don't know how long after it dries it would continue to stick. But because I haven't used it. So if you try it, let me know so I can let others know how well it sticks. I would be willing to sponsor a contest /drawing/promo of the new roll. Sweet. Yeah, well, let's talk, Clint. That'd be awesome. Thank you, the Foam Smith. You're awesome. What is the origin that inspired you to make props and cosplays? Asked the Skating Spider. So, I mean, I was always really into Halloween and everything, and loved making costumes, and I'd always go way out, all out, to the point where basically I never finished a full costume for Halloween in time because I'd always start too late. But basically, I went to a comic convention, Comic-Con, once, and just went with kind of, I knew people dressed up and whatnot, so I kind of threw on just a little closet cosplay, found some stuff in my closet that would work to play like the 10th Doctor. And then when I went and saw the costumes and all the amazing stuff people were creating, I was like, what? I had no idea. This is a thing? I can just like dress up as characters any time of the year and not just at Halloween. And so I was like super excited about that. But I really got started with a material called polyplastics. It's a moldable thermoplastic. And I made a sword, Inigo Montoya's sword. I think you can kind of see it back here on the wall. And it was just like so easy to make and shape and mold and everything. I was like, this is so cool. So I was like, this is really fun, and I wanted to share the knowledge with other people. I learn a lot from YouTube and stuff, so I created the channel to be able to say, hey, look at how easy you can make these cool things with materials like this. And then I started finding out more, and I found out about EVA foam, and you could make armor and stuff out of that. And I'm like, that's so cool. And anyway, so I just kind of went down the rabbit hole and just was enjoying it so much, but I wanted to share the information, so I created the YouTube channel to be able to share with you guys what I learned and how easy it can be to make your favorite fandoms come to life. So yeah, great question on that. Ofri says, I just made a foam full armor. Unfortunately, it's not made out of what the foam because it's not really available here in Israel. But what do you think, Skylar? Yeah, awesome. I think I see that? I think I saw that full set of armor that you made. Did you post it in the Discord, on the Discord server? But yeah, awesome, man. Congrats. Yeah, no, totally. You get what you have available and make stuff. Like, I'm sorry we don't have what the foam available everywhere yet, but we're down the line, if sales go well and people like it and everything like that, and we're able to expand, then that would be awesome. I'd love to make it available everywhere. So, but yeah, that's so cool, man. If I haven't seen that, I want to check it out because that is a huge feat to accomplish, a full set of armor. That's amazing. Good job. Seabone says, I need to get the WTF rolls for my cosplay. Awesome. Yeah, okay, so I think I saw that. I'll have to go check it out again, and I'll make sure to comment on it if I didn't already, but that's so cool. All right, sweet. Great questions, everybody. So I'm going to get started on the strip that runs down the center of the helmet here. Sorry for kind of the delayed start there, but hopefully it was helpful answering your guys' questions and whatnot. So I printed out this. I wrote a note on the bottom of this, and so I ripped that off so that it wasn't in the way for the video. But I'm just going to tape these two pieces together, just connect those lines, and we can cut this out. And this should be our strip that runs all along the helmet here. Let me set this off to the side. Now, once again, we're kind of testing the pattern here, right? So it may be that this ends up a little bit short just because of, the added thickness of the foam. The nice thing is with using what the foam and being able to use thinner foams is you're not going to have as many issues with the thickness of the foam creating a problem for when you pattern something out for the measurement from here to here in the pattern, and then when you convert it into foam from a piece of paper that's this thin to adding 4 extra millimeters on that arc, it ends up being less than if you added 10 millimeters or 12 millimeters along that arc that you have to then account for, and it ends up falling short from what you had as the paper pattern kind of thing, with it being thinner when you first measured it. So the nice thing about using what the foam is you can get away with using thinner foam to make the same things as you would with like a 6 or a 10 or a 12 millimeter other foam, because it holds its shape so well with just 4 millimeters thick of material. So super handy there. It does help with that and not having as many issues with things falling short. But I think it may end up a little bit short just on this one because I didn't account for it in the pattern, but we'll find out. So once again, that's kind of the fun of the live streams, is you guys get to see kind of the whole process. unedited, and see kind of how that goes and test it out with me. So let me switch camera angles for you guys so you can kind of see what's going on here from overhead. So if you just stick the pages side to side and edge to edge, then you can just use a ruler to connect the dots between any pieces that cross over between the two pages. If I can find my pen, there we go. Or if you want to, you can just go for it and just cut it and kind of just eyeball your lines there. So now on the actual pattern, I did these kind of thick. On the actual pattern, these lines will be thinner, so there's not as much kind of guessing as to where to cut it. But just quickly tracing it on the computer, I didn't create a thinner stroke and everything. So, hey, what? Thank you so much, Tigerly Arts. Hey, Thomas is on. Tigerly Arts, thank you so much. Holy cow! I'm gonna put your comment up on the screen here. Thank you. Oh my goodness, that is so nice of you and so generous. And I look forward to you getting to use WTF. That's awesome. You'll be able to do some cool stuff with it. Especially seeing the skill that you have with creating that dragon armor and everything. B asked, how much would you rate the helmet out of 10? Are you asking me or just everyone else on the stream? So yeah, I guess if you're asking everyone else on the stream, I'd be curious to know that. How would you rate the helmet out of a 10? Out of 10, as far as like how good it's looking and how accurate it's looking so far, I guess, or whatnot. I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, I think my second version is going to be even better once I kind of finalize the pattern a little bit. But I'd say if I was looking at this, I'd say it was a 9.5 or a 10 myself. But I might be a little biased. But again, Tigerly Arts, thank you so much. Holy cow! Although I did find a foam that's kind of similar to what the foam. Oh, sweet. Good deal. That's awesome. Seabones, when do you think the Mandalorian helmet pattern will be available for Patreon patrons? Hopefully soon. With spending basically all my time editing that video that came out today for the last 3 weeks, which I know it sounds crazy, but we tried to put a lot of production value into it, and a lot went into it, and it was a lot of footage to boil down into 3 minutes and have it flow well and everything like that. I haven't been able to work on the Mandalorian helmet as much, but hopefully I'll be able to tackle that and get the pattern ready for you guys. I think this is one of the last pieces we needed to test, and then I have to pattern the rest of the earpiece section there, and then it's basically there. There's just a couple other pieces around the visor here, which will be pretty easy, and yeah, and then I think it'll be ready for you guys. So don't have an exact timeline for you, but that's kind of an idea of what we've got left. Thomas, did you catch yourself in the video that we just put out? You had a pretty pretty big roll there at the end. Also, too, I hope you guys are doing well. I don't know if you guys were dealing with this stuff down there in Texas with the cold and everything, but I hope everyone's safe and warm and everything. So, let's see. Clint rates it at 11. Awesome. All we need is a fan of yours that has a laser cutter and your skill set. Bam. Yeah, right? If we had a laser cutter, that'd be pretty sweet. We could just like have laser cutter just cut out the patterns out of the foam just ready to go, so you just glue it together and you're good. Ionolith, what? No way. 2? Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. You guys really, it makes such a big difference, and I'm so grateful. I'm trying to see. Hold on, hold on. I'm just gonna put your another one of your comments up, or if you just want to comment. Okay, here we go. I'll put this one that you just did. Let's see. What? Clint as well. Holy cow, you guys are going too quick. I can't even put your stuff up. Oh my goodness. Ionolith, thank you so much. Clint, thank you so much. Holy cow. Oh man. Thomas is at school right now, so no, haven't had a chance yet. Cool, man. Well, I want to know what you think when you see it. It's pretty crazy, and pretty awesome. And then you came in with the home run at the end. So, Clint, thank you. Ionolith, oh my goodness, you guys. And Tiger Lee Arts, thank you. Finally got off a water boil notice. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Well, I'm glad that things are on the up and up for you guys down there. That's crazy. Clint, gotta run, y'all. Thank you. Let me know how I can help with the promo / sponsor. Yeah, thanks, Clint. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. You're so cool. Have a good one. Have a great rest of your weekend. Let's see. Tiger Lee Art says I'm going to make a lightweight dragon armor out of the What the Foam. That sounds awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay. I've got to just put a couple of these up to say thank you to you guys. Put you on the stream here, up on the screen. Thank you so much. So you don't know if I just put your message up, should be showing up soon, and then Clint, thank you so much as well. Holy cow! All right, let's get this cut out, and I'll show you guys kind of the cool thing we're gonna do here. First, so when I cut this out, first I'm gonna just leave extra room here, just in case we are a little bit short, so that we don't have to try to like glue or tape something back on. So I'm gonna just continue this line out a little bit, each of these lines, just in case we need it. What we'll do is we'll test it with the paper real quick once we cut it out, and then we'll just make sure, hey, is that the spot we need to cut it, or do we need to make it a little bit longer? And that will save us having to like reprint, recut, or try to like tape something together there. So let me find my scissors. You guys, with just editing and then just trying to kind of throw all this stuff together while I was doing that, my workshop is just a mess. Oh my goodness. Tiger Lee Arts again, thank you. Holy cow. Save the money for a laser cutter. Well, thank you. Yeah, I definitely want one of those in the future. That'll be great. And yeah, thank you for contributing to help me start saving for it. That is awesome. You guys are so generous today. Thank you so much. Holy cow. This is really makes a big difference, and I'm so grateful to you guys. Thank you for your support and for tuning in on these streams. You guys are the stream team. It's so much fun to hang out with you guys every week. You guys are awesome. So, hey Skyler, should we do a test and see what FOMO adheres to? Yeah, I actually had that in my list of potential videos to see, like, do like a will it stick kind of video. I haven't done that one yet, mostly just because of the time commitment and trying to decide which things we test, you know. So let might be interesting to do as kind of a YouTube shorts or something kind of thing, like a little series of shorts. Maybe like, will it stick? And then we just like do a quick test, and it's an under a minute long video kind of thing, and just have those come up every once in a while or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's a fun idea for sure. Hi.
Hi. Sorry, we had a couple meltdowns.
It's all good.
Oh, Tiger Lee Art, thank you.
Yeah. Ionolith donated, Clint donated, Tiger Lee Arts donated twice, Ionolith donated twice.
Clint. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So awesome. Let me see, I gotta get, trying to make up for last week, so happy belated birthday. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness. You guys are so awesome. Let's see, let's throw Tiger Lee's back up there, Tiger Lee Arts. Ooh. Holy cow, you guys are so awesome, so generous, thank you. Wait, what? Thomas says I ordered myself some Cosplay Apprentice merch.
Ooh.
Nice.
We've been thinking about you. I hope you've been okay in Texas.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Sammy.
Sweet, man. I need to. We bought a shirt to put your
logo on.
Your logo on.
If you saw the state of this office, you would know why we can't find it.
And I can't. The one iron-on that you sent me or whatever, and I bought a shirt to put it on, and now I can't find the iron-on. I'm gonna go through and clean this workshop up because it's a complete mess, and I need to rearrange stuff and everything. Maybe we'll even make a video out of it or something of like any cool ideas that we come up with for like storage space and organizing and whatnot in the workshop. But yeah, sweet, man. I'll get. I need to get mine and rep yours stuff too.
This is all good now. So that means you got power and everything?
Yeah, he said they just barely got off the
sorry,
boil notice. No, you're good. Yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, I've been worried about everybody that's been affected with that and hoping everyone's okay. So.
You almost like you might want to check into Glowforge. Skylar wishes we could have Glowforge.
Who said that?
Ariana.
Oh yeah, yeah. I keep looking at Glowforges and I'm like, someday that'll be sweet. It's on my like vision board for to draw to me. So let's see. I would say buy some Paltia and add FOMO to simulate rock pieces. Interesting. Can't wait to rep it. So awesome, Thomas. Thank you, man. And you might want to check into Glowforge. Are really nice laser cutters at good price. Yeah, totally. We lucked out and had no busted pipes or home damage. Oh, it's so good. Man, yeah, that is just crazy stuff. We will supply the money, please save. But need to buy one so I can tell my wife. But Skylar has one. Yeah. Well, if we weren't so far away, we could like
share one.
Go in on one together and like have like shared custody of it or something. Okay. So on this, now that we have this cut out, you guys want me to switch camera angles? Let's pull the comments off so people can see. But thank you again. Oh my goodness, everybody, Tiger Lee Arts and Yonalith and Clint and everyone that's donated in the super chat and everyone that's just here tuning in today. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot.
Like the toe.
Yeah, let us know what you guys thought of that video. Was it pretty crazy? Okay, so we do need a little bit extra length on this. So good thing we tested that. So what I did is I just wrapped this around. I don't know if you guys saw that. Yeah, you can see that okay from that camera angle. Just wrapped this around, put it where I wanted it to be. Now I should have transferred my registration marks onto this before I printed it out, but I did not. So that was unwise, because that would help me to make sure I get this lined up properly. But I just basically took it back, runs right into this on the back, and I just used my thumb to kind of press in a little groove right there with how far I needed to go to cut this out. So in my pattern, I'll need to, on the computer, I'll need to just make note to increase that by about 10 millimeters. 12 millimeters. Okay, cool. So I'm going to switch camera angles here now. And feel free, if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat and stuff like that.
Saying Myron was hilarious in the video. Yes.
Who said that? C-Bone?
Yeah. Hey, Tech Savvy Hero.
Hey, Tech Savvy Hero, what's up? This says basic Glowforge is $3,000, the second tier costs $4,000, and the Pro costs $6,000. Okay, so $6,000.
Skylar's like, what? You're gonna go for it.
We're gonna go for it. I gotta get the one. The Pro one lets you do it has a feeder right that feeds it through, so you can do any size length. You're limited by the width, but you can do basically any length. So that would be probably the way to go, right?
How did you meet Myron? I feel like we've told this story before.
He literally showed up on our doorstep.
It was like a kid being like, can Skylar play?
He had seen me at a Comic-Con.
Although this is
doing
funny,
a panel.
He did know someone in our neighborhood, so it wasn't like
So it wasn't
a
super.
stranger
Yeah, it wasn't
showing
super
up.
creeper.
We don't encourage any of you to show up on our doorstep.
Yes. Yeah. So he'd seen me
We'd
do a
love to meet
panel.
you. Maybe not on our doorstep.
Yeah. He had seen me do a panel at Comic-Con and loved my panel and was telling one of his friends, who is one of our neighbors, Small World, about it. And he's like, "Yeah, this panel was so cool." And this guy built a helmet just in the live stream or just during the live panel and everything. And it was so cool how easy it was to make and everything. And I think his name was Cosplay Apprentice or something like that. And he's like, "Wait, is his name Skylar Cosplay Apprentice?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think so." And he's like, "He's my neighbor. I live around the corner from him." So then he's like, "Oh, you have to introduce me." So they both showed up on the doorstep one day, and
But it was 3 o'clock.
It was at 3 o'clock, so I was at work, and they're like, "Is Skylar here?" And she's like, "No." So anyway, he ended up giving him my contact info to give me a call, and just called and said, "Hey, I love this kind of stuff. I want to know more about it," and everything like that. And so then we kind of ended up, talking and meeting him and his family and stuff like that, and became friends in the process and whatnot. So yeah, kind of a fun little story there, kind of random. But yeah, we don't encourage people to just show up on our doorstep. It was he knew.
But we do want to meet you, so
Yeah.
we would gladly be like, "Yeah, let's go do."
Yeah, we want to meet up at cons and see you guys and everything like that, whatnot. But yeah. Okay, cool. So on this.
Maybe not while our babies are sleeping upstairs, because it was 2 grown men, but I knew one of them, so it wasn't so weird. All by myself, and it was fine because I knew them.
Frightline says, "Skylar, can Skylar come out to cosplay?"
That's what it felt like.
Yeah. Can Skylar come play? Christian, oh my goodness.
Thanks, Christian. Aw.
My part for the laser. Wow, you guys are awesome. I didn't know we were going to be starting a fund for the laser, but I like this. This is awesome. Let's throw Christian's comment up there. Boom. Thank you, Christian. Holy cow. You guys are all so awesome, so generous today. I really appreciate it. It makes a huge difference and really helps us to be able to keep going on this. So,
Offrey wants to know if you're going to Dragon Con.
I don't have any plans to do any cons except for Salt Lake City Comic Con or FanX. I still call it Salt Lake City Comic-Con. FanX in Salt Lake City this year, just because I don't know what this year brings yet fully with, you know, vaccines and what situations we'll be in and that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of only just planning on that this year. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll be going to Dragon Con this year unless something comes up and I get an opportunity to go that works out or something like that. But at this point, yeah, I'm not planning on it this year.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Dragon Con looks really cool. Okay, let's switch camera angles. To here. And this is what we're going to do. So I know that I need to cut all of these edges at a bevel. This will be just a straight edge on the back.
Do you guys hear the dog snoring?
And you know what, actually, that I didn't account for? Oh, wait, no, it just meets up flush in the back.
The offer said Dragon Con is still like more than half a year from now.
Yeah, see, so that's what I'm saying. It's like potentially stuff could still be a possibility or it's up in the air because I just don't know. It's so hard to plan ahead. Like, we're like, we should plan a little trip with the kids. And we're like, well, we don't know what travel will look like anywhere and that kind of stuff. And it's just kind of still up in the air with everything going on. So, yeah, who knows? That would be awesome, though.
Thomas, all right, I just watched it. Pretty awesome.
And I saw that Much Props guy sandwiched. Wait, what? Saw that Much Props guy.
One of the pros. You are a pro, man.
Yeah, totally. Did you like that? Master Foamsmith as your like
right there with
title.
Odin and Chris.
Sandwiched in there, yeah, with like Odin and Chris. I thought you'd like that. Mm-hmm. Pretty sweet, man. That build you did that you were talking about it on was so cool. Yeah, totally, Yonalith. Hopefully everybody can get vaccines and we can all be.
Thank you, Christian.
Yeah, thanks again, Christian.
It's just hard to see the.
Yeah, the piece. Okay. So I know we're gonna cut these at a bevel. Do we have the front view? Sure. So this will be interesting to figure out how I'm going to make this work in the back because of how thick I had this sticking out. It's only sticking out about 2 millimeters, if that, on the back, which is accurate, but that just means that this is only going to be about that. So we'll see. I was thinking of doing this in 4 millimeter, but we're going to see if that'll work. We may need to do it in 2 millimeter, but I don't think it'll have the look that I want because it sticks out further than. I don't know if you guys saw what I just did, but I'm going to tell you because even though it's like embarrassing, I was looking at this and then I just touched it like and tried to either like zoom in or like swipe on it on the picture like it was going to do something, but it's just paper.
Disappointing paper.
I know. I was like, I need to zoom in on that and like rotate the picture around, and I was like trying to rotate it. I'm like, wait, that didn't work.
Sammy, we are just grateful for what you have given. We want you to.
Yeah, holy cow. Is he apologizing for not
saying
doing?
That he has plans.
Oh. Dude, we are.
Make your Rex costume.
Yeah, we are so grateful for.
We can't wait to see how that goes. Sorry.
Your generosity and everything. Like no worries at all, man.
Okay. We're not doing a bath right now. Sorry, we've got a 2-year-old who wants a bath.
Okay. So this may change, but so when I look at this, the thickness here, you know, it looks like it gets thinner as it kind of goes up as far as like how far it sticks out. But it definitely has more thickness than I would say 2 millimeters would have. but then it kind of drops in. So partially, I wonder.
Have a good rest of your day, Thomas. Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, thank you, man. It was so fun to hear from you and to see you. Glad you guys are like back on into like hopefully some kind of normalcy with the weather and everything down there for you. All right, well, take care, man. Have a good one. Try to zoom on a computer screen. Yeah. Totally. I've got another sponsored build coming up for Cos Tools, and I'm using What the Foam in it. Sweet, man. Sounds good. I'm excited to see it. That'll be great. The Cos Tools stuff works really well on the What the Foam for sure. Like this, the clean cuts are awesome. Okay. So we're gonna try this with the 4mm and see what it looks like. It might be too thick, but I have a plan of kind of how I was gonna hide the thickness, because it does seem to kind of get thicker as it gets to the center, right? So if we look at a front-on picture, if I can find one here. Because it kind of seems to be a like rounded, here we go. So it seems to kind of be like kind of more rounded, right? It like tapers off on each edge, kind of off of this center here, right? Where it kind of like tapers off on either side. So I was planning on kind of accounting for that with the 4mm, so it have the thickness, and I'll show you guys how we're going to create that taper just with one piece and limited amount of sanding as possible is the goal. So let's go ahead and roll with this. So I'm going to just do take the X-Acto knife, because this is going to be, we need to mark a score line here that we want to do on the foam. So we're going to want to be able to trace that onto the foam. And so to do that, I just do some, I just score, or just cut the paper along that line. And to avoid having it be like completely flimsy and falling apart because there's too many cuts in it, I'll do along some sections, you know, I'll cut for a second, I'll lift up, skip just a little bit, so there's kind of a little bit of a little hold point, and then continue. Here I'm going to go like this to kind of get this slightly rounded curve there. So that'll be kind of tricky and fun to figure out and to do that score line on the foam with that. And then skip a little bit there. So I'm just doing that along this whole area. This will allow us to be able to get in there with our marker and trace that onto the foam. So I'm going to grab some 4mm here. Let's see if I have a piece, a scrap piece that'll work. Here we go. This should have the length we need. All right, and my pins. V-groove cutter initiate. Okay, so I'm going to slide this up to there. Oh, yeah. That'll work. I think we can make that work. Okay, so we'll cut that at a bevel too. So what I just decided was I'm going to cut all of these edges at a bevel. just going to stick just a couple in the center here as well, just to hold that down when we go to trace our scoring lines. And one more just right on this end to keep that down. Okay, that should be sufficient. So with our gold, I'm going to mark all this outer edge as a bevel. Okay, so what that's going to do is we're going to do a really harsh bevel on this outer edge so that we can glue down that bevel section, kind of like what we did on the earpieces, so that this will kind of curve up to the center point of this, and then it'll look like it just like rounds off and tapers down to the other side, right? So okay, so there's our gold, and then there it is. Okay, and then for my score lines, I mark those in the green. Now, if you guys heard Frightline777 talk about the pens I told him about, it's these guys, and they are amazing, especially for like marking stuff like this. They're super fine tip, and it marks and shows up very bright on like even black foam. But that fine point allows you to be able to get in here to these smaller spaces and mark your lines. Holy cow, guys, I can't believe it's Friday again. This is crazy. Where do the weeks go, huh? I don't know if it went by quick for you guys or not, but I think I got that marked okay. Sometimes it's hard because it's just kind of going under the paper. You can't fully see how well it got marked. I'm just going to run over it one more time all the way across there. Okay, sweet. So let's unpin this. Let's see what we got to work with. We're now at noon o'clock. Let me jump into the chats real quick and see if we have any questions or anything on this. I missed Thomas's last message. I heard he was leaving, but then he said, "Back to shaping minds." That's awesome. While we're shaping foam, you can shape minds. Let's see. Okay, Okay, sorry, just catching up. Been there, done that. Try to zoom in on a computer screen. Yeah. um, public service. Back to work, even though my boss lets me participate in this. Later, everyone. Hey, thanks so much. Frightline777, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one, man. Finally got our Shamrock Shakes back in store, and now we have some new crispy chicken sandwiches. Nice. Monday and Tuesday are slow, then flies to Friday. Yeah, totally. I agree. It's kind of like slow right at the first part of the week, and then just like pew, downhill fast. Like just in speed, not in like that the week just goes downhill and it's no good. It's just flies by. Like you're coming over the crest of a hill and then well, I got my physical therapy sessions in the book, so I'm going to be extra busy for next month. Cool. Hey, Cayman Rider, Joshua Campbell, what's up? Howdy. All right. Okay, so let's cut this out. Partially, I wonder, actually, I'm going to score this before I cut it out because this runs all the way past, or like all the way to the edge. So if I want that to go clean through, it'll be good to have a little bit there to pull through and have a good clean score line. And then also I have, more room to put my hand and things like that rather than kind of trying to balance it on this small little piece once I cut it out. So I'm going to add those score lines first. I just need to grab my honing steel real quick just to make sure that my dope knife is nice and sharp. I think I will use this metal edge just to make sure this is going to be nice and straight all the way through. Okay, so once again with scoring the foam, so we're not cutting all the way through it, right? We're just going to be scoring it on this probably, about 2 millimeters deep or less. So what you can do is on the edge of your foam, I know I'm covering up the camera right now, on the edge of your foam you can kind of look at where the halfway point is, and you can even mark that with one of your markers on the side of the foam. So let me tip that up for you guys. So you can like actually measure and mark it, or you can just estimate. But so for 4 millimeters, you want to leave yourself at least 2 millimeters so that you don't like cut too far in. In that case, this is halfway. So I'm just marking my little halfway mark on the foam there. And then what I can do, what I'll be doing when I cover camera up for you guys for a second, is I'll be lining up the tip of my dope knife with that center point. And then I'll be, so that it's like at that depth, right? Then I'll be positioning my hand in that position so that as I start to then pull, it'll be pulling so that the tip is at that depth, right? And then I'll just pull through and keep my hand at that depth for the entirety of the thing. Now what's going to be tricky is as we get to this point and we have to kind of round this curve, that'll take a little bit more work. So then I'm just moving kind of my whole arm and body essentially. I'm just going to do this without the ruler for this next section. Now as I get to this rounded edge, right, I'm clearing stuff out of the way here so that I can rotate the foam instead of trying to rotate the blade, rotate the foam around that turn. That's going to get me a lot cleaner turn into there than if I was trying to do it by hand, by like trying to rotate my blade. Okay. Now, let's line this up. Okay. Okay, sweet. So there's our score line all the way through. Looks like I might have gotten it a little shallow right here after I took this turn. Nice thing is, you can kind of just get your blade back in there. You don't need to push very hard, just kind of let it just go back into place where you've already cut. And then let it just kind of run right along that area again. Oh, I might have gone too deep on that. We'll see. Cool. Well, we'll see what that looks like when we hit it with some heat. Okay, cool. So then otherwise, now we got to do this bevel. So I'm going to I've got to hold this at a really steep bevel. So once again, I think it's going to be a steeper angle than I can manage to maintain with my hand in this position, if that makes sense. So, because that's kind of hard for me to get at and then hold my hand in that position. So I'm going to switch my grip to holding it more like this and kind of creating a reverse wedge that way. And then basically what I want to do is I want the top to be cutting right along this line, and then I want it to just be going at a really steep angle the best I can back towards this center section. Okay, so I'm going to start on the edge here before I get to the line, so I have a second to kind of get myself lined up. Now this is a little bit harder to cut right along the line at this kind of angle. And I'm going to pull through on this side, clear through. Whew, look at that. We did it. I think that worked. Okay. So now same thing. I'm going to plunge the blade in to the foam a little bit before my line. Get that angle set up so that as I start to approach that line, I can say, okay, hey, am I going to actually cut along that line? Yep. And then through. Same thing here. Pulling all the way through. Alright, now that gives me just this little piece left. Might be a little bit trickier doing that along this edge, but here we go. Pulling all the way through. Alright, last one, guys. Here we go. So now what's cool about what we're doing here is we're not trying to cut this bevel to be the bevel that's showing. This bevel is actually going to be what we're gluing down to the helmet along this beveled edge here. But we're going to get that same type of look that we want from the top side when we, at least that's what I'm hoping and guessing as we do this. when we glue it down. Now, it did have kind of a, let's see. So it does seem to have kind of some more, a little bit more shape, kind of from these edges up in there. I don't know how harsh we want to make that. If we want to, we can do kind of like a little V-groove under here to kind of create some little bit harsher lines right there. But I think I'll be interested just to see what it does when we just actually just slap it down on the helmet. So I think let's hit this with some heat so we can see this panel line open up, and we'll hop into chat and see how everyone's doing. That's okay. No worries. Okay, so let's see. Ba-da-da-da. Oh, Yonalith, hopefully I caught you before you left. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much for your donations. So generous. And I hope you have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend as well. Joshua Campbell says, hey, Skylar, how's it going, buddy? I'm doing good. Hope you're doing well as well. Patricia, hey, what's up? Okay. I'm going to hit this with some heat at this camera angle, and then I'll switch to the front camera angle and check the chats to see how you guys are doing. And actually, you know what? I don't have it plugged in yet, but let's just try this guy real quick for this and see. So this is that, let me see if I can plug it in, where I can plug it in. This is the heat rework station that Frightline 777 sent me. And I'm hoping, with any luck, if I just plug it in and power it on. Haha. Cool. Let's try this to open up those panel lines. It's kind of got a smaller like nozzle and stuff than the big heat gun. And variable like fan speed and temperature control. So let's see if this is going to be hot enough temperature wise. Let's kick the temperature up here. I think this is in degrees. There we go. Cool, this is great for this smaller piece too. So when you're doing the scoring stuff, you got to be super careful. And actually, I'm noticing a spot where I did, when I tried to come back through and kind of cut that scoring line a little deeper. And I told you guys, you got to be careful and just kind of let it go. I actually pushed too hard as I was saying not to. And I like pulled it out of the lane a little bit. So you can see it's kind of causing that edge to curl up just a tad bit because it's so thin that we cut that bevel on. But we'll be able to glue that down. Not have it be a problem. Cool. So this is kind of how I was imagining getting that crisp panel line in the middle of the piece that runs down the center. This is nice and quiet too. I like this. without having to do, I'm just going to heat the other side just to even it out a little bit here. And really, I'm not a very good example with this. You should probably put something underneath your foam when you're heating it so that you're not damaging your... and then I set it on there and it just starts to go into a cooling mode. Cool. Sweet. All right. But anyway, what I was saying is you should probably put something underneath your foam so you're not warping and damaging your cutting mat. But okay, sweet. What do you guys think of that? Now, what I'm thinking is we might want to do the similar thing we did on the other on the earpieces, where, because if we just glue this down now, it's going to go completely flush to the helmet, but it kind of sticks up a little bit, like kind of that 2 millimeter or just a little bit of that edge lip that it has that sticks up. So I think what we're going to do is on this back side, just going to go along and then just clip off just like a little edge along here. Now, how did I do that before? I held it like this, I think, and did it. Alright. Hey, drop the beat. What's up? Howdy, howdy. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Oh, shoot. Frightline777, I remember he said that he was going back to work. And so he missed me using the heat gun, or the heat rework station thing. Okay. So, I'm just going to line that up along this line here. And then I'm just going to kind of clip off just the little edge along here. And I should probably use a ruler to do this so that it's nice and straight. Now on the pattern for this, once again, I'm going to have this marked as to, so you can like draw a line on where you need to cut this, so that you don't have to try to just guess and potentially have it not end up straight, which is basically what I'm doing here, is I'm kind of just guessing at this and it's not ending up perfectly straight. I hope I'm not in the camera angle here, in the way of camera, but I kind of need to be in here to see what I'm doing. Okay. I think that'll accomplish the effect we're going for there. Okay. All right. I think that should do it. One more back here. Okay. All right. Let's see what that looks like on the helmet. And I guess we won't fully know until we glue it down. But also something that I didn't account for in the pattern was the fact that we were going to be trimming off some of those and doing it at an angle. I didn't know how much to expand the width of this. And so we're actually a little bit short of what we need to be for hiding our seams and doing everything we were planning on doing with it. So, unfortunately, after all that, that piece is not going to work for us. But what it does do for us is it allows us to be able to see how much we needed to increase the width here. So we are shy just by about, so we curve that over on itself. We're shy by about 5 millimeters. All right, well that's fun. Hey, Nerd Glaze, how's it going? Okay, let me switch camera angles here. All right, well, it's almost 12:30 here, and I'm getting pretty hungry, and I think we learned a lot about this. Hopefully, it was helpful kind of seeing the thought process. Is this making sense how I'm planning on trying to do this? So basically, these beveled edges are going to, you know, curve over and get glued down flat onto the helmet here. Right? So that'll get glued down like that. And that'll make it look like on the edge, it's very much just a, you know, a thin, starts off a nice thin piece of metal, but it has kind of that roundness to it where it gets thicker towards the center of it when you look at it from the front. And so to accomplish that, we use the thicker foam to accomplish that all in one piece without having to sand that curve, right? You could just take the thick piece, slap it on there, sand it down on the edges and things like that, but it's not going to be super clean, pristine, like shape, uniform shape like the Mandalorian Beskar helmet would be. So doing this and kind of doing those bevels underneath, and then when we glue those flat, that's going to add that curve to it. And because we just cut that little piece off the edge, that just has a little lip that it sticks up. So it looks like it's really thin on the edge, and then it looks like it gets thicker in the middle, and then goes back down to being thin again. And that's going to give us the perfect look, I think, for this strip that goes down the center of the Mandalorian helmet. And I just need to adjust my pattern, reprint, and recut this because I did not account for the width yet that we would lose with folding those edges. I didn't know how to calculate that. I knew that that was going to... I think the kids are playing Pokemon and they're doing a battle, if you can hear it raging in the background. But anyway, I knew that it was going to be the case, but I just kind of said, okay, I'm going to go with it and see how much we're short. Maybe it'll work. Maybe I can stretch it, kind of thing. But we're short about 5 millimeters in width. Once we cut that bevel, fold these down, which takes away some of our width, and then also trimming off that little edge as well, we lose a little bit. So I need to add on about 5 millimeters in the width here to accommodate and account for that. But I really think that this is going to work. It looks good when I'm putting it on here. Hi guys, you want to come say hi? Are you Donphin? Mega Donphin? Donphin? What? Oh, okay. Here, in just a minute, I'll be finishing up and I can come get you some FOMO to play with, okay? No. Alrighty. I love you, big guy. You guys want to go play? I'll be done soon. You're on camera, so wave to this one right there. I know there's a bunch of cameras, huh? You're like, which one? See right there? You see you right there? On the screen? Or you can see yourself bigger over there, look. Do you see you on there? So also too, what I just thought of, what we might want to do to be able to attach this to make it a little bit easier. Look at that, it just kicks on when I pull it off. That's so cool. I'm just going to hit this with a little bit of heat, and I'm just going to curve it just slightly. I mean, once again, I'm not going to glue this piece on because I need to redo it just because of the size, but I wanted to get, you know, kind of as much of this to show you guys how I'm doing it as possible in the video today. And since we're not going to be gluing it on and get to see it on there because of the need to redo it, I wanted to show you guys kind of basically everything that I will do once it's ready. So I'm just heating that up from one side, heat it up from the other. This cut, like these panel lines look great. That's one thing with What the Foam 2 is you're going to get really crisp panel lines. What the Foam won't valley as easily. So sometimes when you do the score line and you score along your foam there and then you hit it with the heat, a lot of other foams will kind of, that edge where you cut, instead of just pulling apart and being a nice crisp panel line, they'll like round off and it'll create kind of this valley instead, and it's not as crisp of a panel line. Yes, Ben?
Sign from Odin means spring is there.
Oh, I didn't.
It was on Pokemon Journeys.
Cool. That's awesome. All right, I'm going to finish up with this if you want to just go play for a bit, and then I'll come help you get some FOMO to play with, okay? That sound good?
I just want to sit here.
Oh, okay. You can help me finish up the stream then, okay? All right. So with that heated up, I'm just going to take the end of my, okay, I'm teaching people stuff, so I can't keep being interrupted though, okay? Because they're listening to what I'm saying. I'm just going to run the back of the handle of my honing steel here, just along the center of that, kind of pressing in a little bit of a groove, and then or a little bit of a roundedness. And I'm kind of cupping my hand to create kind of that little cupped shape to press into. I think in blacksmithing terms, I think it's dishing. I think. Anyway, there's some kind of terminology for kind of hammering into a little cupped shape to kind of create that. If any of you guys are familiar with those terms, let me know in the chat, in the comments, what it is.
Dad, what are you trying to do? Why are you trying to make another of those?
Oh, I'm not making another one of those. I'm making a Mandalorian helmet. Look. So actually, that makes a huge difference. Actually, that really helps you be able to start to see that look for that piece. I think this is going to work really well when we get the sizing right. But check that out. Holy cow! You guys, how perfect is that? I don't know. Are you guys able to? Let me switch camera angles and see if there's a better angle to show you this, because that is awesome. That just made a huge difference. That made it real. Okay, I'm going to turn it like this and turn this up towards camera so you guys can see this. The backwards camera?
The TV camera.
Oh, that one where we would usually see this stuff? Yeah, I don't have that one these ones aren't connected to that, so we'd be seeing different cameras. Okay, are you guys able to see that? So all we're missing here is just the width, right? That we need for that top piece. But look at how awesome that looks. I feel like that totally gets the look we need. And these edges will stick down. You won't see that gap there because they'll be stuck down. But let's see. There we go. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that makes such a big difference on the helmet. That really starts to complete it and fill it out. What do you guys think? Let me know. Adding that curve into it really helped to just have it like show what I was trying to accomplish. And I think that this technique, this method is going to nail it. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a good way to go to get that look with the 4mm and having that extra thickness, but have it kind of without having to sand and try to get that? This will be more uniform. I'm talking to the camera, but you can't see me. Oh, that's a ground wire for this. So I'll just keep it attached right there. Good question. You're so good at asking questions, bud. Okay, so switch camera to this one. What was I saying? So, oh yeah, to kind of just prevent having to sand that from a thick piece of foam down to try to get that angle and hope that it kind of matches and stuff. I think this is going to give you a lot more uniform look. It's going to give you more of that all one piece metal Beskar forged looking look to it, and really be pretty spot on as far as like the thickness from what I can deduce looking at reference images. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of how that's looking, because I'm pretty excited about that. I feel like that was a successful test, even though I have to increase the width and redo that piece for you guys before for your pattern, for the pattern, and even for this one, just because it's not going to work. I can't just make that one wider, and I want this test piece helmet to look good too. But anyway, so yeah, I think, I don't know how that looks from the side. That looks pretty good. Anyway, I'm pretty excited about that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Nerically says, "You rock." Well, thank you. Hey, Patricia says hi. They're saying hi to the boys. You and Ollie when you were in here, when you guys were both in here. What is that tool? Are you asking about this one? This is a heat rework station. Somebody on the channel, one of you guys, actually sent it to me, and it got here right in time for my birthday, which was super cool. And just said, "Hey, this is a cool thing that I've used. I want to send you one." And I'm like, "Sure, sweet, that sounds awesome." So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just got like a smaller nozzle, and it's got kind of this little box here that controls the fan and the temperature. And then when you pick it up, it kicks on and starts heating up and blowing the air. And then when you set it down, it actually goes into a cool function and turns off. And it had a couple other little nozzles too that allowed you to be able to do even smaller sections. It's meant for like soldering, like desoldering pieces and stuff, so you can get in there with just like the tiny little bit of heat precise in the right spot and set it to just the right temperature to desolder without like damaging boards and stuff, I'm guessing, or the electronics around it. And but he's like, "Hey, this would be great for doing cosplay stuff, and you could get into smaller if you needed just to heat up just a small section and stuff." So they sent it, and it's been cool. This is my first time using it, so it was fun to experience that with you guys. Hopefully I'll premiere my costume at Scarborough Fair, Texas in April. That'll be cool. In April. Nice. Patricia says, "That looks so good. Yay, I'm glad." Okay, cool. Honey, you got to see.
I just saw it and I was like headed down, and then I remembered that I hadn't finished helping Everett yet.
Oh.
So I abandoned him. But
Yeah.
it looks so good.
Yeah, I need to make it a little bit wider, but like that technique works.
Okay, so you're going to redo it?
Yeah, I'm going to
'Cause
redo it and do it wider.
didn't
It
take
needs to
into
be
account.
that we were going to be flapping those down. I mean, I knew it was going to cause something.
We just needed to
I didn't.
experiment
Yeah,
and
I
see
needed
what
to
size.
just do it and see what width that ended up being.
That looks awesome.
Doesn't that look good?
Yeah.
That's going to be so perfect. Leia says, hey, chat, I'm here for a few. Yay, I'm glad we caught you before the end. And then we've got somebody I haven't seen before. Zhongguo Wu Zhu, or something like that. Sorry if I didn't say it right. And they said, cool. Thank you for joining the stream. So glad to see you on here. Thanks for commenting as well. Wiz says, I finally made it to a live stream again before it ended. Helmet's looking great. Thank you. Nice to see you, Wiz. Glad we caught you before the end. Neric Glaze says, does anyone know who makes the mini heater tool? Frightline 777 does. It doesn't say on here unless 858D is the name of it, the company. I'm not sure, but if you're Karen, if you're on the Discord server group, so just for anybody that's on here that hasn't joined us yet, we'd love to have you over on the Discord server. There's an invite link in the description of this video of the live stream, and we'd love to have you join us over there. It's kind of where we can all hang out and ask questions and chat, share our cool projects and stuff like that in between live streams when we get to hang out all together. And so if you're in there, I think Frightline 777 joined us on there as well. I'm not positive, but you can ask in there and see if they can give you more info on where they got it, because it's pretty cool. I mean, it's my first time using it, but I'm excited about it. It's a pretty handy little thing. Relatively compact. I mean, it's takes up maybe a little bit more space as far as the overall piece than a heat gun, but gives you some control. It's kind of like this, what I call the Cadillac Wagner heat gun. It's the Furno 750. It lets you control fan speed and temperature controls all over the board, just in the heat gun form factor. It lets you do a lot of those same things, but just with kind of more of like a, it's almost like having a the shaft thing for a rotary tool, where it's kind of like a little bit smaller to fit in your hand and a little bit smaller nozzle there too. So kind of cool. Whoa. Whoopsies. Trying to get Baby Yoda. Okay. Here, I'll hand you Grogu, and then we'll finish up here, and then we can pick up that foam, okay? Alrighty. Well, anyway, I think that might finish it off for us today, guys. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Kind of seeing this idea or this technique behind what I'm planning on doing for this, and hopefully you guys like that. I feel like the look, it like nails it spot on. So I don't know how others have done this centerpiece, but I think that this works really well. And if you guys are like me, I hate having to sand stuff, especially when it's like trying to sand it to fit a perfect shape and match and everything, because like one little sorry, he's telling me we don't say hate. That's true, I'm sorry, but I really dislike having to sand and try to match like the curve and shape, and it's like if you mess up one little bit, then it's like everything is off with the clean line and stuff. So I think this will be a really good way to go. All your kind of beveled cuts and everything are all hidden underneath, and the top is going to look amazing as a result. So Neric Glaze says, totally needed that, going to get that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited about it. Leia Jones says, hi to Olivia. And then Patricia says, I love how people use tools in innovative ways, right? Totally. I think like, this is just meant for more of like a soldering type of thing. But yeah, it's like you see something, you're like, hey, wait, that does this, but I could totally use that for this. Well, I love it too. It's awesome. I'm a big like tech, like gear tool kind of person. I love like trying out other little tools and figuring out how to use something that maybe isn't meant for what I'm doing, but that works really well actually. I feel like that's how we kind of like grow. Oh, don't throw Grogu on the ground. Okay. How we can kind of like innovate and find, you know, new things is like looking in other industries and other sectors and find stuff that benefits kind of our niche too. So that's cool. Can you put a link to that heat gun / stick in the description? Got Wagner, that heat gun, need that smaller one. Thanks for showing us. Yep, no problem. Yeah, if I'll try and see if I can find out where they got it from, and I'll drop the link in. If you guys are on, hit me up on Discord and remind me to get that link for you guys. I'll drop it in Discord under. Oh. This is the little thing that helps the microphone hear the voice better without like cracks and pops and stuff. So we want to keep that on there.
But how do you know what they're saying?
How do I know what they're saying? Well, because I'm reading what they're saying right here.
Oh.
Sorry if I was tapping the microphone there, guys. Anyway, yeah. So use the Discord link in the description. Join us on there and go to like the What's Up or the one of the chat areas there and say, hey, Skylar, can you give us that that link? And I'll try to find it from Frightline 777 and drop that in there for you guys. So cool. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys are awesome. You're the stream team. You know, Play on Dream Team, the stream team. And I appreciate you guys all so much. Thank you for those that did the super chats today. That was so generous of you. Thank you everyone for just tuning in. It's nice to see some new fresh faces. Hopefully we see you guys again next week. Like Zhangguo Wuzhu. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it was nice to see you on here. Drop the beat. Hopefully we catch a couple of you guys that were newer on the live today next week. And with that, I think we'll just sign off and wish you guys a great weekend. And we'll catch you next week, same time. In the meantime, we'll see you guys on the Discord and online.
Sorry I wasn't here much today. Lots of kid stuff, but can't wait to chat with you all next week.
Yep. All right. Take care. Have a great weekend. Cosplay on, my friends. See ya.
Check a pose, Tristan.
Strike a pose. Up here. Wait.
No.
Go here. Yep. Hold that up to camera's over there.
The camera.
Camera's over there. Ready? And there we go.